Well, and that about wraps that up for second line gear. Thanks for listening, everybody. No, I'm just kidding. As you might suspect, we're now talking about second line gear. This is the third part of the Concerned Citizens gear setup. I say Concerned Citizen because instead of like SHTF and things like that, because that really, a lot of the WROL, SHTF, end of the world, the end is nigh type stuff, it just paints one of those whack-a-loon pictures in your head. And you know, I don't want you to think that you are crazy for, and nobody else thinks you're crazy for doing a certain amount of prepping and getting the right stuff around for your needs in case something happens. I would like to say that first and foremost, probably the most important thing about second line gear is to train and use it. Now, what is second line gear? Second line gear is body armor, chest rigs. That's pretty much what second line gear is. First line gear is your belt and pockets. Second line gear is your chest rig or plate carrier. Third line is backpack, which we will obviously do next, even though we did a bug out bag already. So this may look pretty overwhelming and crazy. There are several layers of stuff here, and that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, is because there are a lot of people that get sucked into buying garbage that they don't need, garbage that is, well, quite frankly, garbage things that isn't going to work well or hold up right and things like that. And then, you know, if you get online and you listen to preppers and you listen to people in patriot movements and things like that, you start hearing about body armor, you start hearing about chest rigs, you start hearing about that stuff. You get online and go, okay, body armor. And you look up body armor, and all of a sudden there is $400, $500 sets of body armor staring at you in the face. There is all this just mountains and piles of stuff, and it gets to be overwhelming. So let's try to take some of that overwhelming out for you. Okay, so I'm going to go from front to back here. First, let's start with this. Okay, I'm going to start with the thing that I would absolutely suggest nobody buys. Okay, I have yet to meet the person that the following piece suits them well when another piece wouldn't suit them better. Okay, these are, I don't even know when these became popular. I'm sure in airsoft world they're popular, but let's just get to it. These things, I'm sure you've seen these things online. These all-in-one vests, right? So let's kind of lay it out here. And there's mag pouches here. Those are M4 mag pouches. There's a cavernous pouch here. Some pistol mag pouches, you know, way up here on your left-hand side. Most people are right-handed shooters, so I can kind of see where, you know, you'd really want your reloads to be up here. It's just backwards. It's just, these things are just backwards. And then you have one of the most garbage holsters on the planet, and that's these nylon holsters that have the +1 magazine in them. And then of course this, what appears to be a Vietnam era or Vietnam style belt, with the exception of the clip that they didn't have back then. These are really cheap. They're really tempting to buy because they're inexpensive. You look at them and you go, wow, there's like a lot, you know, I could put a lot of stuff on there. And then you start training with something like this, and you realize your rifle mag pouch is in the wrong place because you're a right-handed shooter, and you realize your pistol mag pouches are in a weird spot because you know, you've completed a course of fire with your rifle. You then sling it, and now your rifle is covering your pistol mag pouches. I mean, just there's so many things wrong here. My suggestion is stay away from these. Stay away from these. You can't put body armor in them. This one has in the back a pouch here that you can put a water bladder in, which is nice. There's at least a redeeming quality. It has a couple zipper pouches here for maps and all the things you're going to do while you're LARPing. These rubberized shoulder pad type thingies that I couldn't tell you a redeeming thing about those. Bunch of molly on the back if you wanted to molly something on there. Let's just not go down this route. That's all I have to say about these. I bought this just for this video. I will never ever use this. I bought this just for this video. If enough people wanted it, I would give it away on my channel. But let's just stay away from things like this. Okay, now we're into chest rigs and plate carriers. What's the main difference? Main difference is a lot of chest rigs, like this one, which is an 8-mag AK chest rig, that the pockets are sewn in. They're not replaceable or movable, although there are chest rig panels. We're not going to talk about those. They're usually non-replaceable, non-movable, and you can't put body armor in them. So if you don't need body armor and you think you'll never need body armor, a chest rig may be the way to go. So this is Blackhawk, I think. I'm sure there's a tag on it somewhere. I have had this for years. It is Blackhawk. Blackhawk, it's actually really well made. It's an 8-mag carrier for AK mags. It's got a pistol mag pouch here and here on the sides. It X's across your back instead of the H harness, but it has no padding. It's just wide, like seatbelt type straps. So if they do get up to your neck, they kind of cut you a little bit. But it's well made. It's versatile. I don't carry 8. Whenever I do use this, I don't carry 8 mags in it. I usually put a couple mags in it. I put a pair of gloves or a medical kit in one of them, something that I pieced together on the spot. Flashlight in one of the pistol mag pouches and a pistol mag. And then these happen to be just the right size for a 20-ounce bottle of water. So it's nice. If they still sell this, like I said, I've had this for a very long time. If they still sell this, I'll figure out a way to get you a link for it. And it would likely be on my website, rttgunsgear.com. So let's move on away from this. The next chest rig I have up is the Condor Recon. I believe this is called the Recon, the Condor Recon chest rig. These are great chest rigs, actually. Probably the best ones out there of this style, right? So we're going to get into another style of chest rig later. It's compatible with body armor, which is why I'm not putting it in the chest rig category right now. These hold, I don't know, 9,000 magazines, AR mags, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These hold, okay, not 9,006. Hold 6 AR mags, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pistol mags. You can use these for flashlight pouches. You can use these for tourniquets, things like that. Really, really useful pouches. There's some extra rows of molly here. You can put IFAK on here if you wanted to, a small IFAK. Radio pouches, you can fit radio pouches on here. Of course, you can fit a radio in one of these rifle pouches if you want. Got great shoulder pads on it with antenna loops or hydration loops, whichever you want to call it. Fully adjustable, and they're actually pretty comfortable. Inside has a mat pouch as well. So these are good, really affordable. I can't think of how much they are off the top of my head, but I want to say they're between 30 and 50 bucks. I'm not sure, but they're super affordable. Again, if you don't need body armor, especially if you run an AR and don't need body armor, I would absolutely point you in this direction. Super affordable, super well put together, no complaints at all. So getting into body armor. obviously body armor plate carriers, I should say, which you can put body armor in. I'm not going to get into all the different types of body armor. I run 3A and level 3 steel. That has level 3 steel in it, AR 500 steel. This one back here, which you'll see in a second, has AR 500 steel in it. This has nothing in it right now because I put plates in it as I need to use this. This, I think, is also made by Blackhawk. Yes, this is also made by Blackhawk. It's just a small, slick plate carrier. You can put it under a jacket. You can keep it in your vehicle, which is nice. I have one like this that I keep in my truck that I'll show you in a minute. They're really, again, really affordable. They hold a 10 by 12 plate. You can put a steel plate in this. I think you can also put the thicker plates in here, like some of those poly plates and ceramics that are a little bit thicker, and still have room. But so you have slick plate carriers, which is pretty much this. Has nice pads, shoulder pads on it. Just one clip that on each side. You keep the adjustment where it's at with the Velcro here, so you don't have to all the time. Just nice little plate carriers. Really, one of the things about these I should mention is that if you want the ability to run plate carrier or to run plates, but not plates all the time, because it's hard to take something like this and constantly take the plates out, in and out. They're just, it's already adjusted for you to have plates in it and things like that, the way it fits. You can get one of these, which are pretty reasonably priced. Again, I'll see what I can do about getting links and everything. Get one of these, and it's small enough to run a chest rig over top of it. So that works out really well as well. So I have two of these. I don't know what's going on here. Oh. So I have two of these. These are made by, I don't know. I can't remember who these are made by. I don't know. They're really comfortable though. This one's got cat hair all over it. This is what I use. These are what I use for doing security work. I do security work at political rallies in Tucson, so this is what I wear when I do that work. These are a little bit bigger. They don't breathe as much as that last one I showed you. There's more all-around protection, all-around snugness and security to it that will take square plates or shooter cut type plates, and they just load in from the top here on the front and back. Otherwise, it is a slick plate carrier, and its retention, its adjustment is right here in this giant cummerbund. But they're really comfortable. Once you get it on your body, it just kind of hugs you and doesn't move around. It's nice. You're able to clear your pistol real easily and whatnot. Again, you could run a chest rig over top of this if needed. Now I do have two of these because one is my girlfriend's, one is mine. So there's that. This one is much like the one that I just showed you for that smaller Blackhawk with the little shoulder pads on it. This is much like that. This one's actually made by Tactical Scorpion. Again, really inexpensive. Very similar in design. You use this for your adjustment. You can put big security patches across here. There is no shoulder pads. This has level 3A hard plates in it. And it's what I keep in my truck. I keep this in the seat pocket behind me, so if I ever have to bail out, take a knee next to my truck, all I do is slide this out of there, throw it on. I always have a gun on me anyway, and I'm just ready to rock and roll. So there is that option as well. Again, this has the 3A hard body armor in it. So this is kind of where the fun starts, and I say that because this is where every keyboard commando jumps on board and says it's too much, it's too little, You're not running this in the right place. You're not running that in the right place. Why would you have that there? And not like an honest question, like, you're such an idiot, why would you have that there? Yeah, this is, if you guys go back to my original video from a couple years ago, setting up a plate carrier, which was a generalized setup of a plate carrier, which mine has changed since then. Yeah, you find these potato heads all over the comment section. You gotta run 210 rounds, and you gotta have your IFAC running up front, and you gotta have this, and you gotta have that on there, and that's in the wrong spot, and don't let anybody tell you you have to run 210 rounds. That's standard military loadout, if you're wondering. 210 rounds plus your mag, or plus that's with the one in the rifle. Most people that are prepping in this fashion for just in case scenario, you need to be light and fast. You don't get to train in this stuff as much as military has. And if you look at a lot of your SF type, SEAL types, special operations types guys, they're not running 210 rounds. Some of them do, but a lot of times it's mission specific, and if they got to be light and fast, they run less mags. The average civilian that might be getting this stuff doesn't get to train in it as much, and you want to be light and fast. You're probably not going to be in protracted gunfights. You're probably not going to be too far away from restock and reload. So there's that. IFACs, you're going to notice that on that, the IFAC is on my back. It's very common to run those there. It's actually really, really ultra common to run IFACs on your back, and then pieces of medical somewhere else on your kit, in your pockets or in other pouches. So don't let anybody ever tell you that you have to run a giant bulging IFAC right here above your pistol, or maybe right here so you can't sling your rifle and things like that. Again, these are people that obviously don't know what they're talking about. So with that said, I'm going to start with this one. This has AR-500 plates in it, AR-500 steel plates in it. It's a JPC type carrier with the D3 chest rig on it. Then this is a chest rig. It is detachable. This is what I was talking about earlier. This came with a harness. So I'm going to detach this here just real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Right? The whole thing goes on there with these plastic clips. I keep it on there. I didn't buy it for it to be a chest rig. I bought it to be this, so I could clip it off and just run the plate carrier at night if I wanted to. That's why it's black. This is what I run at night in my, usually with woodland camo out here in the desert. So with this, I got a chem light up here at the top. No big deal. This will take 4 AR mags. You can replace those AR mags with just about anything you want, really. Some guys will use one of the FAR pouches for radio, but I put the radio in the front pouch here. A couple of pistol mags. I got a tourniquet right here. This has in it right now a pair of rubber medical gloves and a compass. I don't know if you can see that or not. My arm was probably in the way. But a compass, a lensatic compass. These are things that I use all the time. The gloves are used, generally speaking, for when I'm going through the pack of an illegal, whether they are with the pack or not. That's what the gloves are for. Radio is just standard Baofeng UV5R, UV5R plus, I think. I run nothing on the back of it, right, because I get in and out of vehicles a lot with this on. There's that kit over there is what I'll be in a vehicle, get dropped off for the day or 2 days in that. And so I have water on that. I have more medical on that. I have a place to put food and snacks in it and things like that because I'm out longer with that. This is something that I'm in and out of vehicles running stuff at night. It has, let me bring this back up here, has this pouch, this dangler pouch on it. These are getting to be pretty popular. They just Velcro up underneath there, up underneath the flap. In that, I also have a second tourniquet. I have a pocket knife. I have the Olight M1T Raider. Now, I keep the Raider in there for this reason. Because I can put that. That's handy. And then a couple chem lights are in there. And multi-tool. So, there's that. So, the big boy here. This is a Condor MOPC. I've run this for a long time. You guys have seen me run it a long time. Don't let anybody ever tell you the Condor's junk. It's not. Does that mean every piece that they've ever made has been perfect? No. But don't let anybody ever tell you Condor's junk. I have worn this so much that, I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but you know how dyed cloth, dyed material, over a certain amount of time of bleaching always turns pink, no matter what color it is. It could be black, could be blue, could be tan, but over a certain amount of time of bleaching, it starts turning pink. This is starting to turn pink. You may not be able to see it. I can see it up close. I've run this for so long, for so many years, that the material is starting to pink out from being out in the sun so much. With that said, again, it's the Condor MOPC. I have a starting top down rats up here. I have some flex cuff zip ties here, radio. With the radio, what I do is I take a jack, auxiliary cord, go from the mouthpiece to my headset. Then I can hear it through here, talk on it through there. Hydration, and I run the antenna up here. 3 rifle mags, 2 pistol mags here. These are made by Emerson. They're copies of the taco pouches. They work great. But these taco style pouches, this is the Blue Force Gear, Helium Whisper, whatever, pistol pouches. I really like them. Got a pair of scissors that I keep back here. The Gerber Strong Arm, Blue Force Gear tourniquet. I think it's called the tourniquet now. Over here on the side. With that being said, I don't know if you can, how well you can see this. See this tucked in right here? There's another tourniquet here that I can grab here. That is on a Coyote Tactical tourniquet pouch. I think these are called Wrath. The Wrath pouch. I believe they're called RATH. But they're from Coyote Tactical. Fantastic little dudes here. I was going to run one on both sides. All this does is Velcro in with the cummerbund and the flap, just like the dangler pouch does. But I already had this over here, so I'm probably going to run this on a belt. Couple S-beaners. I like these to hang gloves, to hang ear pro, things like that. I'll do the dangler real quick. Dangler pouch has, and this is the same brand as the other one. Dangler pouch has gloves, rats, extra neck gaiter, Lensatic, three chems, and a whole bunch of stuff I'm not going to pull out of here. The Gerber multiplier with the bull nose on it. I like the bull nose as opposed to the needle nose because it kind of doubles as a hammer if I'm working on a fence or something like that. Great little pair of multi-tool. And then there's a pocket knife in here, a ferro rod, a Sharpie, a signal mirror, and a fire starting magnifier, little credit card size magnifier. That's what's in there. A lot of good stuff in there. I will repack that in a minute. And if you don't want to run something like this, they just Velcro in. It's not like it's part of the kit. Backside, the Condor Ripaway Light. This is their small IFAK. And I don't remember who made this, but it's just a tourniquet pouch. It mollies to the side of the IFAK real nice. Water and radio pouch. So I hope that didn't take too long. Getting into body armor, getting into the second line gear can be very expensive. Doesn't have to be, but it can be. If you have questions for me about this stuff, individual items, I will absolutely do what I can to answer you. Again, this can get very expensive. There are guys that I have run into and trained with who have come in with their own body, they already have body armor, they already have a kit set up, and I'm like, oh cool, where'd you get that? And they're like, blah blah blah, so and so, wherever. How much you pay for it? They're like, oh, I paid $700 for it. I'm, what? And because I'm looking through it and going, man, just like $300 worth of stuff. So, absolutely. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. If you're here to troll about 210 rounds or the fact that my IFAK's on my back, don't even bother. I have a pretty good line on how this stuff should be and can be set up, especially when it comes to light, fast, and quick. So, thanks for coming by. Don't forget to check out my Patreon, patreon.com/RTTGunsGear. There's $1 and $5 patrons, and $10. Check out the website, rttgunsgear.com. I will see what I can do about getting links to everything that I have here. At least Amazon affiliate links to everything I have here. This is made by 511, Condor. There's HSGI on a belt I have. Sorry, it's not on this. Blue Force gear. I'm just all kinds of stuff. I'll see what I can do about getting you links to all that stuff. Thanks for listening. Comments or questions, let me know. We'll talk to you later.